Um, so I always like to ask people questions because what I want to talk about and what other people want to talk about can be two different things. I know we were kind of discussing like maybe like Facebook parties and why they're so important to our business. So I can kind of start off there, but I want you guys to interject to be like, hey, what about, the systems that you're using? Because I love SyncShare and I love Trello, and those two things have been a game changer for me. Um, I don't know if you guys saw that sheet, that Go for No from Monica Ars. It was a Go for No sheet, and she just did it like for parties. Let me see if I share my screen. Can you guys see that? The Go
Okay.
for No form. And I have the PDF, so I can always just send it to you guys. But I started using it because I'm like, all right, let me see here like how this works. And I think the mindset that you have to be in, right, is if you want to be successful in this business, our price point of our product is so low, right? So we kind of have to hit a lot of people in the month to like really get your sales up. And I find that the most useful time is hosting a party. And why, right? Well, instead of just messaging that one person to make the sale, I'm going to message her so that she'll do a party, and she's going to bring 5, 10, 20 people into that party, which is going to build my network out really fast, right? So that's why I love parties, right? So not only that, but I can pre-schedule a party so that I don't even really have to be on my computer while the party's going. And I do like to comment and like, but as long as I have my phone near me as that party is running, I can comment and like and talk to the hostess. And I can work it around my schedule, right? So I work 12 hours at the hospital on Monday, so I don't do any of my parties then. I do my parties on Wednesday and Thursday nights because that's what works for my schedule. And that's something that you guys will have to find or figure out, right? Like what is going to work for you guys, right? So everybody has a different schedule. So you find out whatever day works for you, and I'm telling you, stick with it. So when I ask people for a party, I will look at my calendar for the month. And I usually do this like at the end of the month. I will look and I'll say, okay, is there any Wednesdays and Thursday nights that I cannot do? And I cross it off. But the Wednesdays and Thursdays that I can do, that's what I offer to my hostess. So I don't say, hey, do you want to schedule a party? I say, I have these 3 dates available for a party. Which one works for you? I need to be in control of the conversation, my schedule, and how this party is going to run, right? Because they don't have to do as much as I have to do on my end, right? So, once, and guys, I've had a party with 3 or 4 people, and it still has been successful because those 3 or 4 people maybe bought $50 to $70 worth of nail sets. Maybe one of them actually, I booked the party off of that party, or maybe one of them became a stylist. So don't ever discount that if that person only could get 3, 4, or 5 people, that it's not going to be successful.
Quantity doesn't mean quality, because you could have
Absolutely.
30 and no one
And no
buy
sales.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have 4 or 5, like you said, and have enough to cover the party and do well.
Exactly. And the biggest thing that I got out of Monica's training that she actually had it on Kelly's page, but she also has one on her page, just Monica Ars. It's on like her business page. You would think, okay, so she's a national executive, she's been doing this for a while, blah blah blah. She's constantly messaging people for parties, right? So don't think that because somebody's in a position of where they are that it's easy for them to get parties. Everybody, it's not easy to get a party. You have to ask numerous people, and don't take the no personal. Like, get that out of your head. Like, okay, like if she says no, I'm gonna get defeated. And I asked 3 people this month. I'm like, I asked 30. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to ask a lot of people because you just don't know where they are in their life and how busy they are, and do they have kids, and they just started school, and I just started a new job, blah blah blah. Like the list goes on, right? So I start off with like my best customers first, right? Because those are like the ones that most likely are going to have the party. So I start off with them first. I try to get 2 parties a week. If I don't, that's okay too. Like I'm not going to beat myself up over it, but I know that my network is going to grow exponentially with a party. So Sarah is saying, how do I get my face to appear? I want to ask 2 questions. You have to hit like on the bottom. I don't know if you're on your phone or a laptop, but it should say on the bottom video, and you can hit that. And if not, you can just unmute yourself. You don't have to necessarily show your face. Sarah, oh, there you go.
Here I am. I'm sorry, my dogs were barking. And I muted it real quick. But I'm by start video. Oh, there I am.
Oh, there you go.
It took me forever. I couldn't get my face. All right, hi. I can ask my questions at the end too. I don't want to interrupt at all.
No. Ask away.
So it's a wicked dumb question, but for the nail bar party, no, it is. For the nail bar,
wicked is what gets me all the time.
For the nail bar party, right? So my question is, like, all of my VIP members, most of them are like good close friends of mine. So it would be tough for me to ask one of them to invite all their friends because we're all friends. But there are a couple girls that I have come in contact with that are my VIP members that I don't really know. So I would reach out to them. But my question is, are they going to invite they're going to invite their friends, but am I going to still invite my VIP members to the nail bar party? That's where I'm confused.
Sure, absolutely. No, I would only invite, so if you get one of your friends or VIPs to host a party, only have her friends. So she's going to invite the people, leave your other VIP people out of it. But in terms of your friends, like when I started, I had like my friends from home, right? There's like 7 of us. I had them in a Facebook party. And then what I did was, like, they went through the Facebook party and they're like, Margaret, this product is awesome. They ended up buying the product, and 4 of them hosted a party for me. And what I asked was, can you not add the other girls that we all know, but maybe you could add, one girl added just her college friends. The other girl added some of her friends that she knew. Long story short, one of my friends like moved when we were younger, so all her Cambridge friends came in. The other girl had people just from her neighborhood come in, so that way I was tapping into the different networks. So even though like I have my friends and all of us are pretty tight and we kind of all have, there's got to be somebody, even if they did a family party and they had their mom's sister, or their cousins come in. Like I said, even if it's 3, 4, or 5 people, those are new people to you and new people to the product. So almost like don't discount it. But if you're gonna host a party for them, create a separate group on Facebook and have them invite their friends, and I wouldn't invite anybody else.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for clarifying that.
Of course, yeah. Was there another one, or was that the 2 question part?
Well then, I got my first vendor event on Saturday, which I was cool. Oh my God, I had no table runner, no color street, nothing. I didn't have anything to put my sets in. I was like, my husband's like, use that old tablecloth we have. I'm like, no, like I can't do that. I'm gonna look like I'm at a yard sale, you know? So I did like rush order, ship from Etsy for the table runner, and the Amazon actually just showed up. I got those 2 big black boards that are gonna keep my sets in.
Wow.
But they just rescheduled it because of the rain till the 24th, which now I have more time to prepare.
Yes.
Which I'm really excited about. But I do have a couple questions on that. So I saw like under the guidelines, when you're selling at a vendor event, you're only supposed to sell according to like what color street would? sell for, like, so do I have to, because I did see that someone had mentioned maybe you could do the buy four for 40 because it's almost like the same thing as the buy three, get one free. Is that?
What do you think, Miriam? Because you run more
So
events than I do.
yeah, I did. I used to do at least one vendor event a weekend before COVID. But the recommendation is no less than 10. If you want to do it at 10, I honestly, when I first started, did not offer buy three, get one free at vendor events because it was my first exposure. You're putting time and effort into everything. And 99% of the people who you are encountering will not have a problem with just paying the price of the set. And a lot of them won't buy more than 2 sets at a time. For some reason, when they first meet you, if you see that they're so interested and they're grabbing a whole bunch, then you can say, you know what, I'm going to do something really nice for you. I'm going to offer you the online deal. This is an offer that you get online, and you're not even going to have to pay for shipping and tax. And what you're doing is that you're already making them feel special, and you're already making them feel like they really matter. And what you're going to want to do is you want to make sure that you tell them that they can do a party, and you want to make sure you mention your Facebook group and try to get their information. I used to have like a sign-up sheet where I would say I would raffle off a set to anyone who would sign up in that sheet that day, and I would give away a set to all those people, and they would give me their contact information, which is email. And so just with the email, that way later on I could send them a message and say, hey, how are your sets working out for you? It was so nice to meet you at so-and-so event. And just to remind you, if you ever want to host a party, I have these dates available. So you kind of loop it back to maintaining and acquiring the customer, not only with the sets you're selling in that moment, but in the future.
Okay.
You want to make sure you say, oh, give me your email so that way I can send you information about holiday sets they're launching, or, just to keep you in the loop of anything Color Street. And so 99% of the people will be like, yeah, of course. And they get so excited with what the product is. And so they'll give it to you. If they ever say no, I don't take it personally. I'm like, okay, no problem. You have my information. If you ever want more sets, not a big deal. As I said, I used to do one event every weekend, and that's how I acquired a lot of my customers long-term. I pay because I was able to get their information and then later on ask them for different, send them an email about parties and about joining the team and about all these different things. And I've grown my team a lot because of vendor events. So you'll do great. Just don't get stressed about it. With COVID, I've been kind of thinking about that a lot. I would apply on myself. I used to do a lot of samples on people when I did vendor events, but kind of like think of it as a virtual party. You're gonna have to keep distance from the person. I would make sure that I have a set on my nails, but I know that I'm gonna apply 4 or 5 strips over that strip. That's what I would do. And so make sure that they can see how you're doing it, and then just let them know that you can also send them a video on how to do it if they don't catch it in the moment, if they forget. I used to do that all the time.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Which is the same thing you want to do in a party, right? When you have a party, you want to show them, go live and show them how to apply. That way they can see how easy it is.
Right. Thank you. And my second question was payments. So I only can do right now, like cash, check, or Venmo. But a lot of people are mentioning the Square. Do you think, like, for my first event, should I jump on the ball and get that? Is that really...
I'll send you a link. The first $1,000 are free for processing. And it was the best thing I could have ever done. I keep my inventory on Square. It's free. If you don't use it, it's the inventory part of it is free. The only thing you have to pay for transaction is after $1,000 or after a certain amount of time. I think it's 180 days have passed. Then they if you have any transactions at 2.5% charge for that. But I always tell my customers they can Venmo me, and most people have Venmo. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have Square. I would definitely have Square because you don't want to miss out on a sale because
Right.
people are not going to carry cash.
Right.
You know, people are not going to want the exchange of fingers.
Right.
So it's easy to just swipe a card. They can swipe it. You know, you just extend your hand. They
Yep.
can swipe it through, and you're done. So I'll send you a link for the Square. To me, I started with Square the day I joined. I put Square because I had so much inventory as a customer.
Yeah.
Like 120 sets as a customer. So I put all that in my Square, and now I keep track of everything there. So
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you.
So, where do you want to go from here, Miriam? So like we kind of talked about Facebook parties. Do you feel like your team is doing Facebook parties? Do you think that they're having a hard time with them?
I have an incentive right now for anyone who has a qualifying party. They are going to be added. It's an entry. Every qualifying party is an entry to win 4 unicorn sets that I have that are like awesome unicorn sets. I think that I've seen a lot of them do parties. I think that a lot of the questions are what format to follow. Like, how do I do it? Engagement. How do I get people to participate? You know, because
Okay.
you know when a party starts, a lot of times it's cricket.
Right.
So
Right.
for me, I think that the most important thing is going live. But I don't know if that's just the only thing.
Yeah, I would say yes and no. Does it help? Absolutely. I think the most important thing though is your relationship with the hostess. That is key number one. Like, so when I have a hostess that I don't kind of really know, that's the first thing that I recognize is I met her through a party, which was through a friend, right? So I tried to get to know her probably about 2 weeks before the party. So I don't say to her, like, I don't meet her on the 15th and say, hey, let's have a party on Saturday, because it's not gonna work. So I usually get to know that person before I'm like, let's go have a party, right? So I want to know, like, who are your friends? What are you doing? What do you feel comfortable enough doing? Do you feel comfortable enough making a video? So I give my hostesses a free set along with a catalog. Sometimes I give them accent nails when I have some, especially if they feel like, oh, you know what, I have some friends in the neighborhood that I think will like this product. I can drop it off at so-and-so's house. Because I mean, I run parties for people all across the United States. So it's not just local people. So I ask her those type of questions, and I'll say, that nail set is going to come to you. That nail set usually comes about a week before her party. I want her to have that nail set on. I ask her, would you mind making a video of you applying your nails? If you don't feel comfortable with that, could you at least take some pictures of the process? Because they're going to get onto the Facebook party, and they're gonna look at me saying, yeah, that's great, she's been putting this stuff on for a long time, but what about my friend? Because if my friend can put it on, then maybe I can put it on, right? So I have her, if she feels comfortable enough, and listen, you got to get that relationship going with that hostess, because you don't know, she might be like, you know what, I don't post this stuff on my personal wall. That's totally fine. Will that help with your party? Of course it will, right? But you have to, you have to respect the boundaries of how that person feels. So if she's willing to post something on her Facebook wall, I will have her do that. And I tell them always to, like, grab your favorite drink, whether it be a Starbucks coffee or a glass of wine, take a picture or a selfie, and just kind of say, I absolutely love Cabernets, blah, blah, blah. What do you like? I don't mention the nails. The nails are in the photo, because I'll say to her, let's see what people comment. Let's see who notices your nails. So when I do give the free set, I always ask them, like, which ones that they like, but I always gear them a little bit more towards the glitters and the nail art because I know that's what's going to stand out. The solid isn't really going to stand out, right? I mean, if they're pushing and it's all 3 solids, I'm kind of like, maybe I can throw in an accent nail to kind of get that glimmer out there so that when she does do that post, that people are going to notice it, right? So if she's kind of like, I'm not sure who's going to be interested in this, that's kind of a clear sign of what the people from your audience, if they're going to want to join that party or not, right? So right off the bat, we are getting people who are like, oh, that's kind of cool, about your nails. So when the person comments, oh, I love your nails, I will tell her, private message those people and say, oh my God, I just fell in love with this new product called Color Street, and believe it or not, I'm running a party. Would you like to join? Don't add them, don't mass invite people, private message and have them come in. If they mass invite, you're not, the party's gonna be a flop. They have to know that the party's going on. I mean, you guys have all probably been added to parties. I know I have. I was added to one of my best friend's parties and she private messaged me, gave me the link, I clicked on it, and I couldn't find it like 2 days later. I was like, what's the name of your party again? Like, that's how lost things get on Facebook. So private telling the hostess that it's okay to remind your friends that the party is starting tonight. Private message them so they don't forget, so it doesn't get lost. You're not bothering them. They had interest in this, right? Because I felt awful. I was like, oh my God, like, where is it? I didn't even stay in there for the whole party. I was like, I know I wanted stuff. So I went in, I bought what I wanted, and I didn't even engage like the rest of the party. It was just people are busy, right? So, so then once I get my hostess on and I'm talking to her, we set up the party date. Oops, sorry, let me get that person in. What I like to do is I like to do it fast, and I don't like to wait for people for a couple of days before the party starts. So I tell my hostess, let's get a list of people that you think will be interested in the party, right? So she does the party post, so that kind of helps her a little bit, but she might also have a list of people that she thinks would be good. So I have her message those people. Now my parties start on Wednesday, so her group is ready on Tuesday. So, and she already has her list because over the weekend I told her, get your list going of people that you think are going to be interested in the party, right? So then she messages the people on Tuesday and gives them the link on Tuesday. They get added on Tuesday, parties on Wednesday. The party is for 1 hour from 8 to 9. That's it. So I want everybody there. I want everybody engaged for 1 hour. I might do like a little bit of a special and close it out on Friday. And you know what? I'm done. I'm moving on. I'm moving on to the next party. Because like, if I'm not going to be sitting there grabbing and hoping and praying and posting and wasting my time. And not that I say that to the hostess, but I'll say, all right, put out another reminder, private message all those people that thought that they were interested. Give them your link, your party link, and tell them that the party is closing on Friday, right? Like, you kind of have to take control of that party, right? Like, not to sound mean and harsh, but I don't need you, you need me, right? And having that mindset of like, I'm going to move on to the next party. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, I think that's really important. Yes, you do need the hostess because you want to grow your business. They're the ones getting free product. So they should have a sense of urgency, a sense of wanting for their friends to buy because they're benefiting from it. So once you think of that way, then, you kind of put that on them. How many sets you want free? The more they buy, the more free sets you will get.
And be upfront with that. Lauren Wahlberg did a great hostess guide, that PDF. Did I talk about that earlier? I can put it in your chat. Can you see it? It's on my desktop. Maybe not. I think I have to like share everything.
Hey, Margaret.
Yeah.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yep.
Tell me if I'm yelling. I actually viewed one of your videos not too long ago. You with the mock nail bar, and that's been helping me this month. The Monica RC. So that was a good
Oh,
template to
yes.
go off of. So I started doing that this week,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen some good things. But for me, my people just don't like to book parties. Like I've planted the party seed months ago, and now they're like, "Hey, remember that party like you were talking about? We want to do it now." But that was like months in the making, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden in October they're like, "Let's do it." So it's for me, it's just my people just rather buy my own hand, and they don't want to bother even trying to message other people and get them going. But I did like that mock nail bar. That was really good. Helpful.
Yeah, Monica's mock nail bar is like absolutely phenomenal, and it's very personal too. So as you see, as you go through it, there's a lot of pictures of her, right? Because she wants to showcase her personality, you know, and she just doesn't want just like a little graphic. It's got to be like, you know, it's her showcasing whatever, you know, like, you know, I'm trying to think of like one of her posts, but it's mostly her in the post because you want to make it personal. And you know, Faye, like I think I don't know if you were on, I was saying like in Monica's, she had 2 videos in there, and it's on her like business page. How she had a sheet that says go for no. I mean, she asks about 30 to 40 people a month to host a party, and she's hoping for, you know, like 8 or 10. So, you know, you do have to ask a lot, you know, which can be like defeating, but trying to also book a party off of a party is another thing. I actually got this thing from that Dot Life party, which I'm not like really like a game person in my parties, but this actually has worked wonders. It's called the Dice Game, and it's a post, and it's dice, like a digital dice, and it'll say that there's 12 envelopes, and if you like whatever you get the number on the dice will be your envelope. So you know, they're kind of like taking the chance to win something. And what I did was I had like, you know, maybe like free shipping or free accent nails, or maybe like a buffer was one of the prizes. But then I also have a grand prize, which I made on Mineral Fusion, because then I can just go onto Amazon and like send it. But my grand prize is, so this is how I put it. So they play the dice game in the party, right? And then I say to them, oh great, you got number 7. I will private message you. So that way I have to friend request them, and now I'm in their inbox. So I get into their inbox and I say, oh my God, like you got number 7. Do you want to open number 7, or do you want to go for a deal? So it's kind of like a deal or no deal. And I'll say, if you take the deal, you get the grand prize and your envelope if you host a party. And I have gotten people to actually host parties that way. And it's great too, because I have to friend request them, which I want them to be my friends because I want them to be on my personal page and looking at all my stuff, right? And I'm in their inbox. So that's kind of another way. And I could probably share it with you guys if you want that dice game. I could share it with you and kind of show you how it works. But it's a great way of booking parties off of parties as well. And don't forget that when I'm coaching my hostess, I'm telling her, listen, even if you have sales that are low, if you get somebody to book a party off of your party, you're going to get $25 to spend at her party if she has a qualifying party. And not only that, but you could get $75 worth. You can have 3 people. If 3 people book off of your party, then you could potentially have $75 to use at somebody else's party. So I use those bookings like all the time, but I tell my hostess, do you think that there's somebody in this party that would be willing to do this? So I have her start thinking about that, right? So it's not just a post that I'm doing. I am talking to her about that. Like, hey, which person in here wants to host a party like this? Mackenzie, I think you have a question.
No. Oh, is it?
Oh, is it Michelle? You're
It
under
is.
Mackenzie. I'm
My
like,
daughter.
who's
Oh my God.
Mackenzie?
I can't even do that. It's too far away. I'm sorry. God, I must have used my Zoom.
No, that's okay.
So I have a question. So my
Yeah.
parties run from Monday to Friday. So I'm thinking,
Yep.
I heard you say yours start on Wednesday, you do an hour, and then you wrap up on Friday.
Yeah.
So you're not, so every day, like Monday through Friday, I have like a whole slew of posts that go and drop.
Mhm.
And I really want to try to condense it. So it's really not 7 days, because I think I lose people along the way, and just
Yeah.
people like, all right, I've already done my order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you only do stay and then you don't post anymore, or?
Yeah, almost, I want to say like 80%. There might be a couple where the hostess will be like, hey, can you give people the weekend, and I'll post some stuff on Saturday and Sunday. But by Sunday night at midnight, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing anymore.
You want a week load of posts.
What's that?
So you're not doing like 5 days of posts. Like
Nope. I do an hour from 8 to 9. So I do like a couple of pre-posts, and then
Yeah.
I do from 8 to 9 every 5 minutes. There's a
Yep.
post. And I
Okay.
tell them that this is how this Facebook party is going to work. We're going to be on here for 1 hour. I'm going to post every 5 minutes. Be ready to go.
Okay.
So they kind of know that that's going to happen. And you know what, Michelle? Like, everybody has to figure out their own template, right? What works for you? Because I have people who like the 7-day party format.
Yeah.
I know stylists who do 30 minutes, like, they do
Yeah.
30-minute parties, and that's how they like to run it. And whatever you decide to do, you have to tweak it to get as much success as you possibly can. So
Right.
for me, I really found that working with my hostess has been number one key to my success. Is
Okay.
really working with her and coaching her of what she needs to do. Like, this is the next step, and this is your next step, right? Because they don't know what they're doing. I even offer them a script for people that they think that's going to, like the nail strips. I'm like, do you need help? Like, writing this, which seems crazy, but some people will be like, yeah, you know what, can you send me that? And I'm like, but just tweak it into your own words. Like,
Right.
Miriam's not going to use the word wicked. Like, these are wicked awesome. Like, people be like, who is this? Like, that doesn't seem right. But it really is, hostess coaching is key.
Okay.
Key.
So are you live? Like you said, you go from 8 to 9. So you're live, but in the background, everything is dropping every 5 minutes. Is that what?
Every 5 minutes, there's a post dropping.
Right.
I did watch like a, oh God, I don't know if it was, I forget what training it was from Color Street, but someone was saying that she did like a live to like welcome people. And she said it was 2 minutes. It was the day of the party. And she would just say, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. Like, welcome to so-and-so's party. I just wanted to say, welcome, so she does like a welcome post live. Okay. And then I will sometimes go live and show them how to do the nail strips. So after the hour long at 9 o'clock, I will say to them, and I don't tell them beforehand, because I want to see them commenting and liking. And it's kind of like a surprise to them to be like, I might say, hey, see you in 2 minutes for a live application. At that point, they've kind of warmed up to me that they might actually join the live portion of it. And I make it pretty quick. It's like 10, 12 minutes. Because if somebody's coming back in to see the replay and they see 10 or 12 minutes, they might be like, that's too long. I'm not watching that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't even like watching stuff that's long. Like, to me, that's too long. So I'm kind of like I put it on fast, furious, show them how easy it is. And as I'm putting it on, I'm explaining the nail strip. And then it kind of depends really like on my mood too. If like I go back in a third time and being like, hey, thank you so much. Because everybody gets notified when you do go on live. And that's could be helpful, especially for a party that's not doing very well.
Okay.
I hope this was not overwhelming information, but there are so many trainings on parties in the VO, like under the Tuesday trainings, some on the official Color Street page. So you really need to do, oh, who was it? Somebody did it on Nail Republic. Oh my God, what's her name? Andrea Dottie did one. She's got great sales. She runs parties all the time. She did a training on here, and her big thing was hostess coaching. Mocha. Sorry, girls.
My dog's here listening to your dog.
Oh my
and
gosh.
He's looking around for another dog.
Yeah, I'm like,
He's
that's
quiet, but he's hearing your dog bark.
yeah.
Mine just came over too.
Come here. Mocha, come. Yeah,
But
I know.
at least he's being quiet. At least he's being quiet.
Exactly. Like she's obnoxious.
All three of mine are like freaking out, bouncing around the house because they just hear that one dog. I'm like, shush.
Yeah, no, and of course it's mine. It's
I'm
mine.
muting.
So we have 2 minutes left. So I will send this guide to you guys. All right, this hostess guide that Lauren Wahlberg did. It's a PDF. It's a great guide. Just use it so that, because I think it says, it probably could even say her name on it. So don't, send it to your hostess, but you can kind of make your own, but at least she'll have it. The go to know, I'll send that as well. Don't be afraid to keep on asking, guys. Like, don't take it personal. Like I said, even Monica Ars, who you would think that would be super easy to get parties, no, she has the go for no, and there's 100 on that list. So I don't know if she tries to message 100 people a month. Like, I'm not quite sure, but like, don't get discouraged. And then there was also, Monica Arce also had the 9 categories for booking parties, like in who to ask and verbiage. I'll send that along as well.
Can you also send the one from Andrea? Is it Doty?
Yes, yeah, I can tag you guys in Nail Republic. She did a training. I think it was just, I can't remember if it was live or Zoom. So I'll take a look. But yeah, that had a ton of information, and that was a lot of hostess coaching as well.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, when you do the Facebook parties, are you still using your one party link in the VO?
I make a
Or are
separate
you
party link for
Okay.
her. Yeah.
Okay.
So that she can earn the rewards.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
And any other questions we can chat
Yeah.
in the group message.
absolutely.
It's gonna end.
It's gonna end. I know. But I just want to say, I challenge you to.
Thank you
reach
so
out.
much. Thank you so much, Margaret, for doing this
Absolutely.
for us.
Yeah. No. And we can do